right, hello and welcome everyone. I just turned this speaker down. Hi Patricia, hi Barbara. I've got a few computers going here at the same time. Great to see you here this morning. Welcome to this practice. Really happy to have everyone here. I'm grateful to be here as well, that's for sure. So for today's practice, there was a suggestion last week that we try a Yang-Yin style of practice. And that style of practice is really about harmonizing both the sort of strong yang or masculine style practice with a softer, quieter yin style practice. Hi Lynn. And so I'd like to offer that. Just before getting into that, the basic notion of this, if you've seen the yin-yang symbol, the black swirl and the white swirl with a little dot in the middle, the idea is that the two energies exist codependently. So we can't have light without dark, we can't have cold without hot. And so really this practice is about setting up that duality and then moving past it, if that makes any sense. Hi Han. And as usual, the practice being offered by dana or by donation. So if you find some kind of value or benefit from the practice, your donations are more than gladly accepted and welcomed. Just saving up the monies that I am receiving to improve sound quality, so I'll be getting a microphone fairly soon that hopefully makes everything work out well at your end. To begin the practice, you probably might need, for the second half of the practice, you might need some kind of bolsters or blocks or pillows or things yanked off the couch, whatever suits you. Allow yourself to find those things. And then we'll come to a comfortable spot to begin the practice. You should be roughly in the middle of your mat, perhaps seated on a bolster. Take a nice big inhale and a long exhale, sigh, and close your eyes. And welcome once again to your yoga practice. Really lovely to have you here today. Here, just allow yourself to rest in, to find a sense of heaviness, a sense of arriving, a sense of allowing yourself to be in your body and in your breath. Dissipating any kind of obvious tensions that you perceive in your body anywhere, your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your hips. And simply connecting with your breath. Now, as I mentioned, this yin-yang or yang-yin style practice about balancing or harmonizing opposites or duality. And we're trying to avoid during the practice yielding into attraction or aversion, so not pushing away nor pulling towards anything, but just simply remaining in center, finding your breath. Hello, Angel. And if there's an intention, a reason why you came to practice today, allow yourself to feel that intention deeply within. And use that to motivate your practice from here. On your next inhale, open your eyes, reach your arms up overhead, take a big inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your knees and lean back a little bit. Inhale, keep your hands on your knees, lift your heart, look up, stretch up. And exhale, round back again, lean back, just mobilizing our spine. One more time like that. Inhale, heart forwards, up, look up. And exhale, rounding back. On your next inhale again, lift your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, coming onto your hands and knees. And taking a little bit of movement side to side, swaying around, just allowing yourself to dissipate any kind of tension that may have arisen in your hips and your knees. From here, stabilize on your left hand and your right knee. And as you inhale, extend your right hand long, your left leg long, nice long reach. And as you exhale, bring your right elbow towards your left knee underneath the body, crunching in. Inhale, extend leg and arm. Exhale, round it in, elbow to knee. And one more time. Inhale, lengthening, reaching, extending. And exhale, rounding and compressing. To transition, first extend, and then exhale, hand down, knee down, and stabilize yourself. Same action on the other side, so stabilize in your right hand, your left knee, even the top of your left foot. As you inhale, extend the left arm, the right leg out long, feel a good stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee, rounding underneath the body. Maybe your elbow and knee touch. Inhale to extend, exhale to round. And again, inhale, extend, and exhale, round. To transition, extend first, and exhale, bring your hand down and your knee down. With your hands nearer to the top of the mat, really spread your fingers nice and wide, and then send your right leg nice and long with your toes tucked. Find a sense of stability, and then send your left leg long, toes tucked, finding a plank position, pushing away from the ground quite strongly, resisting the pull of gravity, and finding your breath here. Not so easy, but find it. And then from here, start to walk your feet towards your hands as your bum lifts up, your head drops down. We'll find downward dog. And in downward dog, let your knees be bent quite a bit, your head relaxed, and just move your legs a bit side to side to crack your toes, your ankles, your knees. Nothing too rigid. And then from there, continue to walk your feet towards the top of the mat as you drape yourself over your upper thighs into a big forward fold with your knees bent. Give your head a little bit of a shake. Yeah, nice. And then on an inhale, come about halfway up. And on an exhale, bend your knees. And then with your knees bent, my Christmas lights just fell down. Inhale, hands all the way up overhead. Fill up, and exhale, bring your hands down the front of your body. Oh, such joys. A couple breaths like that. Nice big inhale, hands come all the way up. Exhale, hands wash down the front of your body. Just settling ourselves as we arrive in standing. And now inhale, hands all the way up overhead. As you exhale, settle. Hold on to your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale to extend your spine nice and tall. Keep the extension as you exhale over to the left and find that, or I should say the right. Just find that extension through the left side of your body, all the way from your left foot, left hip, left rib cage. A little bit of movement. Typically we're looking for your shoulders square, your hips nice and square, really opening up the side of the body, the left lung here. As you inhale, come up, separate your hands, keep them lifted. Exhale, settle your shoulders. Hold on to your right wrist. Inhale, reach up, and exhale over to the left. And now find that same kind of extension sensation through the right side of your body, right hip, right rib cage. A little bit of a tug. We're trying not to collapse. We're trying to lift up and out of the pelvis, so find that nice long line on the right side of the body. Inhale to come up, and exhale again, settle. This time bring your hands to prayer overhead. Keep them in that shape. And then as you inhale, push your hips forward, lift your chest up. Your bum might squeeze a bit, chest up, look at the ceiling, and keep your biceps roughly by your ears. Hips forward, chest up, a nice big back bend. If you want a little bit more juiciness, drop your hands behind your neck, elbows lifting up. So find a beautiful extension through the front of the body. And then inhale, come back up, hands overhead. As you exhale, twist to your right, keeping your palms face up, and look back. Really find that extension from right hand to left hand as you look back to the back of the room. And then inhale, hands overhead, gazing forwards. Exhale, twist to the left, palms face up. This helps to work the shoulders, so keep those hands really rotating upwards. Look back to your left hand. You'll feel that through the neck as well. Inhale, hands overhead. And on your exhale, separate your feet just a little bit. Sit down into the chair and arms parallel to the ground. So that's a chair pose. Not everyone's favorite, but find sense of activation through the legs. Chest is nicely lifted. There's a bit of a back bend that's happening here, so we're not leaning forwards. There's a bit of a back bend. Torso is moving more upright. From that place, good old swimming bear. So as you inhale, swoop your hands wide, stand up. Keep your palms face up as you sit back down so your baby fingers touch in front of you. 2 more like that. Inhale, swooping. Exhale, sitting down, palms face up. 1 more time. Inhale, swoop. And exhale, sit back down. Making an offering of your practice, the fruits of your practice here. So we're actively warming the body, getting into that very Yang style energy, heating, muscular, efforting, those kind of things are happening. Take a big inhale and exhale, fold all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen to a half lifted position. And as you exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step one leg, the other leg back to that plank position that we did before, really pushing away from the ground. And then drop your knees down, flatten out the tops of your feet, and lie down on the ground. Keep your hands where they are, and then inhale, pelvis roots down, heart forwards, and it feels like you're almost dialing your hands into the mat. So your elbows feel like they're coming towards the side of the body, chest more forwards, pelvis roots down, a real good front side extension here. And then exhale, come down. As you inhale, come to your hands and knees, tuck your toes. I have to move my hands back a little bit and then lift your bum up and back to downward facing dog. Paddle out your legs again. Really waking up through the hips, getting everything nice and warm. The ankles warm, knees warm. And then as you inhale, send your right leg up really high behind you. And as you exhale, try to get your right foot between your hands. Now, you may not get there. Maybe it's 14 steps to get there, but get your foot there. And then drop your back knee down to the mat. From that place, with your back toes nicely tucked, inhale your hands up overhead, gazing forwards. Feel a sense of squaring of your hips, so right hip back, left hip slightly forwards. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lean forwards, flare your hands wide and lift your back knee. So a leaning lunge here. Again, right hip back, left hip slightly forwards, back heel quite strongly lifted. From here, inhale your arms overhead, your back knee just about to the mat. And then alternate between those 2 positions as you exhale, straightening the back leg, lean forwards, hands flare. Inhale, knee just about to the mat, arms overhead. Exhale, lean forwards. 1 more time, inhaling and exhaling. We'll do a little sneaky transition here. Inhale, hands overhead, and as you exhale, try to step your back foot to the front, swing your hands behind, and inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, wash your hands down the front of your body. Get nice and warm here. Same sequence, other side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, dive all the way forwards.
Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands. Step one leg, the other leg back to plank pose. Find that good sense of pressure in the hands. Squeeze the legs towards one another. Don't let your bum sink down. Get your bum lifted up. And then exhale, knees down, feet flat, lie down. Keep the hands where they are. Start to dial them into the mat and lift the torso. And try to squeeze your elbows towards your body, just forwards, breathing calmly. And then exhale, come down. As you inhale, come to your hands and knees. Take any adjustments that you might need and find your way to downward facing dog. Move those legs again, side to side a few times. And then balance on your right foot. Extend the left leg up nice and high. And exhale as best you can. Left foot, all the way between your hands. Taking as many steps as you need to, but get it between your hands. Drop your back knee down to the mat. And then inhale, rise on up to a kneeling lunge. Notice your back toes are nicely tucked here. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lean forwards, lift your back knee, flare your hands wide, leaning lunge, left hip back, right hip slightly forwards, back heel lifted quite strongly forwards. From here, inhale, arms overhead and your back knee just about to the mat. And then exhale, lean forwards, flare your hands. 2 more like that. Inhale, knee down, hands up. Knee doesn't quite touch the mat. Exhale, lean forwards. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Now that sneaky little transition. Inhale, hands up, and exhale. Try to step your right foot beside the left. Swing your hands behind, and inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale. Wash your hands down the front of your body. A cleansing breath, big inhale. And a long exhale. Hands can come onto your hips. A little bit of a bend in your knees. We'll start to transition the energies now. A little bend in your knees, hands on your hips. Jump your feet apart. Maybe 3 feet, 1 meter. Metric or imperial system, whichever works for you. Pivot on your heels so they point out, your feet pointed about 45 degrees out to the side, and then bend your knees. Temple pose, I think this might be called. Finding a nice sense of rooting or balancing into the feet, and then bring your hands, palms face down in front of you. The shape, when I'm looking down at my hands, they create this sort of diamond shape, or triangle shape, I should say. Chest is nice and proud, moving energy in 6 directions, so starting to harmonize the energetic sensations of the body. Inhale, pull your hands up towards the heart. Exhale, push them away from you as you exhale. As you inhale, turn your hands towards you, pull energy towards you. As you exhale, push your hands out to the sides with your wrists bent, fingers to the ceiling. Inhale, pull energy back in. And lastly, exhale, push down and straighten your legs. Lovely. 2 more times like that. Inhaling, sitting down, hands lift to the heart. Exhale, push away. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, expand it out to the side. Inhale, draw it in. And exhale, push down. Use your glute muscles, your butt muscles here. It's always good. 1 more set. Inhale. Exhale, belly's drawing in. Inhale. Exhale out to the sides. Inhale, center.
And exhale, push down. Nice. Hands on your hips. Square your toes. Bend your knees. Jump your feet together. And then take it side to side a couple of times. They're a little lazy. Twist for the spine. Nice. Knocking on the doors of life is what this is called in Qigong. So tapping your shoulder, your kidney a few times. Just harmonizing the energies of our body. Nice. And then slow it down. Pause and simply feel. Feel your breath slowing down. Feel the muscularity softening. Relax your face, your shoulders. Lovely. And then from here, inhale your hands up overhead. Step your feet a little bit wider. Exhale, sit all the way down into a squat. Nice. And from the squat, we won't linger here. Place your hands behind you. Extend your legs out front into a seated position. So now we're shifting from that yang, heated, muscular practice into the yin, cooling, non-muscular practice. So from here in, embrace that more relaxed approach to your practice. Lean back, bring the bottoms of your feet together. And now you can hold on to your feet or your ankles from above, or your feet from above, or oyster shell. You take your feet a bit further away, take your hands underneath, hold on to your feet and fold forwards. So finding the shape that works for you. And as I said, we're taking now a more non-muscular approach to the pose. Allowing and yielding, letting the body open up of its own rather than forcing our way into any kind of shape or sensation. Feel the rise and fall of your breathing. Letting it be nice and long and slow and round. Allow your body to be nice and still. And try to keep your mind present right here in this breath, each breath. In the yin style of practice, if you practiced with me, I think it was last week we did a yin class, you hold poses for time and allow the body to yield in its own way. Long inhales and long exhales. If it's at all painful, back out of it a bit. Or if it's not quite that interesting and you're not hypermobile, you can go in a bit. If you're hypermobile, yin practice, not sure that it's the best thing for your body. You need to find something more muscular for that particular condition. And now let's slowly rise up. Draw your knees in towards you. Maybe take your feet about as wide as the mat and just flip-flop your knees side to side, allowing the energies of the pose to dissipate, to integrate into the hips. Lovely. And then from here, one more seated pose, legs straight out front or wide if you prefer. So either caterpillar or dragonfly. And for this pose, I like to use my bolster, and place it on my thighs here. You lift up out of the waist and then simply fold forwards and place your arms Or maybe you place your forehead supported somehow. Well, you wouldn't be able to hear me if I had everything supported. But basically, you're trying to build the pose up to meet you, rather than taking your body down to some extreme. Just build up some props to greet and support you as you linger into this shape. Again, those basic hallmarks of the yin posture, finding stillness in your body, finding a smooth naturalness to your breathing, and a gentle, calm equanimity in the mind, neither seeking outwards nor running away from, just allowing the present moment to be here, to unfold. Nice, easy breathing. Maybe you decide to fold in a bit more, but only if the body is saying so, rather than allowing the mind to predominate and direct traffic. Just allow the body to unfold in its sweet time. Long inhales and long exhales. And in fact, your exhales probably getting a bit longer than your inhales. Nice. And then let's slowly rise back up. Just to balance out the energies of that forward fold, lean back, bend your knees, keep your feet a little bit wider. Lift your bum maybe from the mat and take reverse table really gently, or flip-flop your knees, or do whatever your body needs to do. Again, dissipating the energies of the pose. From here, begin to lie down on your back. So lying down, draw your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a bit of a hug. Oh yeah. In fact, let's hold on to your knees with the same side hands and draw some circles with your knees, mobilizing the hips, so going one direction a few times. And then draw the circles in the other direction a few times. And now release your feet down to the mat. And again, let your knees flop side to side a couple of times. A big side bend. This pose is called, kind of unceremoniously, banana asana. So as you lie down, we're going to keep your pelvis exactly where it is. Take your feet and walk both feet over to the right, and you might even hook your right ankle on top of your left, or your left ankle on top of the right one. Sorry about the confusion there. You can take your arms overhead. I like to frame my head and grab my opposite elbows, or you could send your arms nice and long. And here, lift your head, move your shoulders also over to the right, creating a nice big arc through the left side of the body. So we're creating a big extension from the left arm, left rib cage, the left IT band, all the way down to the left foot. If it doesn't quite feel interesting enough, take your feet and your shoulders a little bit more to the right. Again, sink into a place of stillness in your body. Easy, slow breathing, accentuating your exhales to allow the side of the body to soften. Endeavoring to keep your mind still and present. There's many things that could distract you. Distraction is a choice. So choose instead to focus on your breathing or something arising in the body at this point. The intention and the focus of the Yin style movements is the non-muscular tissues of the body. So we're attending to ligaments, tendons, joint capsules, bones. Those kind of tissues respond well to a longer hold. And nicely relaxed, triggering our parasympathetic response or the vagal response. Such a good thing as well. And then from here, we'll come back to a neutral position. So finding yourself nice and long, maybe return your hands beside the side of your body. Take any kind of movement here that would feel good to you. It could look like anything. So just let everything settle back to neutral. Taking a few breaths there. And now keeping your pelvis right where it is in the middle of the mat. Walk your legs to the left this time. And this time it's going to be the right foot can hook on top of the left, probably. Arms overhead, however you like that. Trying to keep both shoulders on the ground, whatever you're doing. And then lift your torso, lift your arms, and shuffle yourself a little bit, the torso over to the left as well. Generating that lovely sense of extension through the entire right side of your body. And then lingering into a place of stillness, natural breathing, calm mind. Noticing the kind of physiological sense in your body of remaining, lingering quietly. There's no right or wrong here. It's simply awareness. Remember, the practice here, the yin-yang practice, is intended to transcend the dualities of preferences and aversions, or rather let both energetic expressions, both sides of the duality, resolve themselves in this unique body-mind of yours. Now, transcending duality is one of the focuses of Buddhist practice, Vipassana, for example. Really allowing yourself to sink in here. Nice. And again, let's slowly unwind. Come back to a neutral spot. Let everything settle. And then take both arms, both legs up towards the ceiling, being quite heavy in the shoulder sockets, the hip sockets, knees bend, elbows bend. I just like to twirl my wrists, ankles in one direction, and then the other direction. And then just a gentle kind of shake to dissipate any of those residual agitated tendencies or energies of the body, just getting rid of them somehow through movement. And then letting your arms and feet come down to the mat and taking a breath or two there. Moving into a couple of reclining twists. I'll offer them the way I usually do, but if you've got a way that you like to do a reclining twist, go for it. We'll shift or press with your feet to shift your hips to the left about an inch or so. Drop your knees to the right, and then extend your left arm as you look to the left. Now if you got a block or something, it may be useful to wedge the block between your knees so you've got a bit of support there. That's easier to linger. And similarly, the bolster or a block could be wedged up against your low back to, again, provide a little bit more support if that's agitated in any way. And then as you find the shape, moving towards stillness, no need to fidget, no need for agitation, just remain still. Feel the easy rhythm of your breath. We're not trying to manipulate your breathing in any way, but rather simply allow your breath to take its time. Every time you exhale, you can soften just a little bit more, dissipating any kind of gripping in the hips, shoulders, your face, your jaw. Release any tension in your jaw, inside your mouth. So good. And then you could probably remain here for a long time, but I'm just giving you the flavor of the practice. Slowly begin to unwind. Let everything neutralize again. I like to just sort of lie here. And then when you're ready to go the other way, you shift your hips to the right a bit, knees go to the left, and maybe you put something between your knees for support. Send your right arm out, look to the right. I won't, I'll look towards you. And sink in. Maybe you take something and support your low back, maybe not. And then begin that process of moving towards stillness, calm breathing, clear mind. It's really in this place of present moment awareness that clarity can arise, not agitated by planning for the future or reminiscing about the past. There is only this moment, sinking in, embracing it, being calm in this moment. This will help you with the choices you need to make in your life. Always moving from choiceless awareness and letting each decision to be mindful, not disturbed by yin or yang. Not disturbed by tendency towards dullness or tendency towards activity. Right through the middle. And that's what this is about. And let's slowly unwind again. And our final pose will be Savasana. I'll illustrate one other option for those that maybe have a bolster. I like to do something called heart bed. And I prop it up. I take a block towards the head and place the bolster, the head end of the bolster a bit higher. And sometimes even take a block at the tail end here, away from the bolster, and then simply lying down and letting your arms go nice and wide, knocking my knees together. This is called heart bed, nice opener for the upper chest as an alternative to Savasana, but doing whatever feels right for you. Finding a nice neutral position and allowing yourself to sink in to that shape and that space. Sinking into the sensations of inhales and exhales. Thank you, Helena. And even bringing one hand to the heart and one hand to the lower abdomen if you like. Accepting a few loving kindness phrases to ourselves. I'll say the phrase and you can say it back to yourself in your mind if you like. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well within my body and within my mind. May I be well within my body and within my mind. May I meet each moment with acceptance. May I meet each moment with acceptance. And may I be peaceful and at ease. May I be peaceful and at ease. You can let your hands release and we'll take a single breath together to mark the end of the practice. Nice big inhale. And a long exhale to sigh. And thank you so much for sharing your practice along with me and everyone else around the world today. It's so lovely to have you here. Have a beautiful day ahead of you. Thank you. I'll remain online as I usually do, and just a reminder again that at the end of the practice that if you did find some value or benefit from the practice, your donations are graciously accepted and purposefully used to support this. Thank you, Lynn. And if there's any feedback on this practice or if there's requests for any other types of practices that you'd like to see offered, I'd be more than happy. Oh, you love the propped up. Thank you, Patricia. Be more than happy to offer or create a class that works for you. I like the propped up pose. It's a real nice opener for the upper chest, I find, and something you can do if you're feeling a bit cranky, for example, just resting into that. So, really lovely to have you here. Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you appreciated this. I will try and post up a version of this, and you can find that on the Insight Timer profile for myself. Thank you, Patricia. You guys are great. I will be here again on Thursday. I forget what I said we're going to do, but we're going to do something. So I hope to see you there. Thank you, Aaron. And again, I'll probably offer a class next Tuesday, which is the 21st, which happens to be, I believe, the winter solstice. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate whatever is coming my way. But yeah, so solstice class perhaps on the 21st. Interestingly, that day is like the darkest day of the year. And so planting any kind of seeds of intention on the darkest day of the year, it's going to get brighter every day from there. So it's a great day to, you know, set intentions. It's better than New Year's Day, in fact. So thank you, Angel. It's all good. It's all good. All right, everyone. We will see you again soon. And again, requests more than happily accepted. And if you want to send me a message, there's also messaging tools inside Timer, and I can respond to you there. Have a beautiful day.